If you're tired of the gaslighting, if you're tired of the manipulation, if you're tired of the cheating, if you're tired of the drama, and you just want to leave this guy alone, but you've tried before and it hasn't worked, I promise you this is the video for you. This is how to get over a guy, for real, for real. Every time I do this, it works. Keep watching if you want to know how to get rid of that dusty, crusty guy that you don't want in your life anymore. Hey guys, it's your girl Alicia, and in today's video I'm literally going to be telling you guys how to get over a guy. We have all been there where it's like we really like a guy but he's not treating us right, like for whatever reason, whatever your trauma, your background history is. It could be that you have low self-esteem, you see the good in people that you shouldn't see. Whatever your problem is, you know that you need to get rid of this guy, but you're finding it hard to actually cut the cord and cut the cord for good. One thing about me and my page, wherever you're watching me, if you're watching me on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, that I like to have a safe space. I don't want girls to feel like, oh, you're being judged for always going back, because me too, I've been back. Guys, one thing about me, I will hold my hands up. If I've been a fool, I've been a fool. Does that mean I'm gonna let him cheat on me 15,000 times? Absolutely not. But whatever your boundaries are, whatever your breaking point is, the minute that you realize that you need to go, this is the video for you on how to actually get rid of him, because we've all been there where it's like, I'm done, and then he no caller IDs and you go back. This is for the girls that have struggled with cutting the cord before but need to actually cut it permanently. This is for you. But yeah, my first tip when it actually comes to trying to cut off somebody, understanding that you actually have to go full no contact. That means blocking him everywhere. When I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. I didn't know that my iPad and my iPhone for some reason does not connect. For some reason, I would block him on my iPhone, but then his messages would still come through on my iPad. I had to double check and make sure that he was completely blocked on my iPad. So if you need to do that, do that. But when I say block everywhere, I generally mean block everywhere. Like, you actually have to let that man go. You're just gonna be in a cycle again and again, and the whole point is to get rid of that cycle. And while we're on the conversation, deleting his number and deleting any type of screenshot or anything that has his number saved, please, because the whole point is that you're never going to be able to contact him again. And also delete texts, also delete any type of screenshots of anything that you took. Like, if you took any screenshots of like him being funny or any screen recordings or anything like that of him being funny, delete them. Like, one thing I've noticed is I would go back on like old text messages and listen to old voice notes of when we were good, and it would like remind me of how he was before, but really and truly that was never how he actually was. That was just him with a mask on. That was him before the curtains dropped. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, that was never the real him. That was just him trying to get you. It was his fake personality. Yeah, please get rid of anything that reminds you of who he really isn't. Those are the things that make you want to go back to somebody that's not good for you. My next tip, you may need your friends to intervene. When I say get your friends to intervene, that could literally mean as simple as, if you feel like you want to text him, tell your friends that you want to text him. You need to create a safe space. Like, stop hiding the fact that you've taken him back to your friends. Like, be honest with your friends so that they know, okay, she doesn't want to talk to him anymore. We can give her the advice that she needs. Stop hiding it from your friends. Like, be real and honest with your girls. Like, let them know, I'm talking to him, but I don't want to talk to him anymore, so that they can step in when they need to step in. Like, let your friends be friends. Like, let your friends actually be there for you like they're supposed to be. At the end of the day, if you have actual genuine girls in your life, they're not gonna judge you. Like, they may disagree with your actions. I don't always agree with my friends' actions, but they're never gonna judge you for how you're acting. They may side-eye and think this is not usually you or whatever, but they're never gonna judge you or make you feel small for certain decisions that you make, because at the end of the day, your friends are supposed to support you. Come on. My next tip is to avoid sending that paragraph where you want to tell him how you feel, XYZ. Avoid sending it. Some girls say it helps them. If you genuinely believe it helps you, go and send that paragraph. But for me personally, I find that when I send that paragraph, I'm trying to get him to basically say the words that I want to hear, so that it justifies me going back. And really and truly, you're never gonna hear what you really want to hear. You're just gonna hear the bare minimum of what you should hear, and that bare minimum is always going to be enough for you to go back. Like, don't send that paragraph if you're looking to hear, I'm sorry, let's try again. I would never recommend sending that paragraph if you're not completely healed. You're just asking to fall back into that cycle and fall back into that trap that you don't really need to be in. If you have no intention of actually leaving that man, go and send that paragraph and continue that stupid cycle that you've been doing. Go and do it. Me personally, I would never recommend sending a paragraph or a voice note. Voice note is the same thing as a paragraph. Right, my next tip is to focus on yourself. I feel like a lot of girls, like when they want to move on from a guy, like it's very much like, oh, I'm gonna post a pic and make him sick. Like if you actually blocked him and removed him, then there's no way for him to even see you glow up anyway, so you're wasting your time. Please block and remove him. Don't focus on, oh, I want to grow for him, I want to be better, I want to change for him. Change because you want to change. Like go to the gym because you want to grow to the gym and be healthier and you want to see a better version of yourself. Like get that haircut because you've always wanted that haircut. If you're actually trying to grow and improve for yourself, it's gonna stick more. When you're trying to grow and improve for somebody else, like it never lasts long. My next tip is do not let anybody tell you that how you feel is not warranted. I feel like people don't understand that you can actually die from heartbreak. It doesn't matter how long you knew the guy, it doesn't matter the extent if he was even your boyfriend or not. It doesn't really matter in my opinion. As long as somebody has formed a connection, especially if they're a manipulator or a good talker, you can form any type of connection with somebody no matter how long you've known them or how many dates you've been or if you even had intercourse or not. Like it is very possible to fall deep for somebody that you haven't seen that often. Don't let people make you feel like, oh, it's not that deep, like it's not that deep, because if you feel affected by something, feel that. As I was saying, I feel like it's super important to express your emotions. Like if you're sad, feel the sadness. If you're angry, feel the anger. At the end of the day, those emotions are eventually going to catch up with you whether you like it or not. If you try to brush it by going clubbing and just going to the gym without actually handling how you feel and getting to the root of the issue, then it's going to catch up again. You're going to end up finding yourself in the same cycle. It's going to be a same script with a different actor. What he's doing to you and how that made you feel, another guy is going to make you feel the exact same way because you haven't learned from your previous mistakes. So make sure you actually allow yourself to feel the emotions that you feel. My next top tip on actually getting over a guy, doing the groundwork, figuring out what caused you to be so attached with this guy. Certain guys I can get attached to and certain guys I can't. I find myself always getting attached to people that do not treat me right, people that speak to me in a certain type of way. Like for example, I could never be attached to a guy that calls me a bitch. I could never be attached to a guy that calls me out of my name, but I can be attached to somebody that disrespects me that isn't overt. This is what I mean by actually doing the groundwork, like figuring out what are the patterns. Like, are you making similar mistakes with different guys? Like, what is it that attracts me to this certain type of person? Because I guarantee you there is a pattern that you just haven't clocked onto yet. The minute you can clock onto that pattern, clock onto it and figure out, hang on, do I keep making the same mistakes? If I keep making the same mistakes, what are the mistakes so I can fix them so I don't run into these issues ever again? That's the majority of the tips that I actually have for you girls, because at the end of the day, until a girl wants to leave, she's not gonna leave. You can tell her this, you can tell her that, she could be getting beat back and blue. Unless she wants to leave that man, she's not gonna leave. I've given all the tips I can give. When you girls are ready to leave that man, you will leave. I know that I've left. Are you gonna join or not? Are you gonna be a loser at the back of the line, or are you gonna be at the front of the queue? Let me tell you something, life moves forward. Sit in your emotions, but don't be doing a lot, because at the end of the day, the world keeps turning. You can sit there crying over a man all day if you want to, but just know the same job that you want to do, another girl is not going through heartbreak and she's gonna go and get that job position. That's all I'm gonna say. That's not all I'm going to say. I'm going to rub it in your face even more. The world keeps turning. Do not let a man stop your progression. Because as I just said, Betty over there, she wants the same job as you. You're gonna really give that job up because of a man? Hey, laugh now, cry later. I'm obsessed. This is the look that I was going for. Everybody knows that I like this kind of soft wave, so yeah. The main point that I wanted to put in this video is, when you're ready to move on, you have to go no contact. If you're not willing to go no contact, you're not going to move on. Stop this I want to be friends BS. All of you that's still friends with your exes, that is not really your ex. You have an inch of hope that you will go back to that guy. Stop it. Please let that inch of hope go. Stop trying to create this kind of friendship dynamic. Please move on. I cannot believe anybody's future partner would generally be okay with you being friends with an ex little yeah. It doesn't make sense. Let somebody that tells me that he's interested in me tell me that he's still communicating daily with his ex. His ex is even meeting with his mum on a Saturday to go and get their nails and toes done. Piss off. Please stop it and go no contact. I'm not involved with that type of nonsense. Make sure that you do the groundwork, because if you don't do the groundwork, you're going to make the same mistakes over and over again. Obviously, if there's any more videos that you guys want from me, you can request them down below, or just DM me and ask, guys. I'm not scary. Guys, I promise you I don't bite in my DMs. I only bite outside of my DMs, and I only bite men. I'll be real. So if you're not a man and you're in my DMs, don't worry. You don't have to worry. I won't bite you. But yeah, other than that, make sure you guys comment, rate and subscribe, and I'll be back with another video. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye guys.